Are we live? I think so. Hey, friendly friends, I think we're live. Welcome. My name is Luke. I will be your teacher for this class. This is a live class, English class for English learners. We're going to be doing some interesting things today. One, I'll be answering questions as I usually do, Q&A, culture, pronunciation, grammar, whatever it may be. Ask away. Even, what's the difference between this word and that word? I'll even answer one of those. How about that? Even though those questions make me sleepy. That's fine. And I'm going to show you something interesting. I found an English learning video game. Yes, I did. And I don't know if it's good or not. We're going to take a look at it. And then I want to say, what else do I want to say? Oh, yes, that's right. Since we're here at the start, if you don't mind, hit the like button or the thumbs up button. Also, subscribe or follow so that you can see future live lessons, future videos. I'll be posting a new video today on the channel. And if you're interested in improving your spoken English, check out my full courses in the links in the description. There's a discount link in the description, in fact, so you can check that out and get a discount on the courses. A discount, if you can believe that. A discount. Can you imagine? All right. You know, I noticed one thing. My wife always makes fun of me for this. So apparently, this is what I do when I drink coffee, and I didn't realize this before. She says that most people, when they drink a hot beverage, that they do this and then that with their mouths, right? She said that I do that first, that I do it when it's far away, like here, and then bring the cup up to my mouth. And she constantly mocks me and makes fun of me for doing that. I didn't realize that I do that, but I guess that's right. I guess I do. Well, whatever. That's fine. So, we have some people here from Twitch and Facebook, and Luba is here, and Nectar is here. Very good. Very good. Thanks, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. That would be great. So, as usual, put your questions in the chat. I will get to them. I will try to get to them, unless they're super boring. And in the meantime, I do want to explore something. And let me know if you guys think it's interesting or not. So, Luba recommended to me a pronunciation app in the past, and that got me thinking about what are the other apps that we could check out or review, right? And I want to be clear, I'm not just checking these out so that they might sponsor me, because in fact, the people from the last one we did sent me an email. They wanted to talk to me. But I'm trying to stay neutral, so I don't think I will respond to that. Just letting you guys know, I want to do it so that you can see it through sort of my eyes. And if you have other things that you want me to review, whether it's a pronunciation app, an English learning app, a service, whatever, well, then just send me a message. If you're in the WhatsApp group, then message me in the WhatsApp group. I've got a couple ideas written down already for future things to look at. And if not, then maybe Facebook would be a good place, or in the comments. So after you hit the like button and subscribe, then you can leave a comment. You can leave a comment. You can type a comment out with your fingers. Actually, you know what? I know most of you are watching on your phones. I can see in my YouTube analytics that something like 85% of you are actually watching on your phone right now, which is probably good, because if you're watching on a computer and if it's very big, then that would be scary. I wouldn't want to see a big version of me, so small is better. Okay, how are you today, says Yanamadala. Yanamadala, I'm just fine. How are you today? I'm doing pretty well. I am just figuring out really quickly if I've got my sound thing set up correctly. Let me just double check this really quickly so that you can hear the sounds. Hello, Kasarin, Andre. Hello, hello. Because if it's not set up correctly, then you won't hear my computer sound. So let me just check this really quickly. Broadcast system audio when in screen sharing mode. Yes. Right. That's what I want to do. Yeah, I think that's right. So if you guys let me know if you let's just pop over. Let's just do this really quickly. Let me move myself around. Let me move over here. Okay. So can you guys hear me okay here? If I'm like this? And I wonder if I can play a sound. I was watching a video. So let me pop up this video. Can you guys hear this if I play this? If I play this video, let me know if you can hear the sound. I should have tested this before.
Previously, Tamir Rice had been killed by a Cleveland police officer. And when faced with accountability...
This is, by the way, a very good video.
Will often issue the ultimate threat to simply...
This is a really good video. If you want to understand the stuff that's going on right now in America with the police and the riots, I think this is a pretty good video to watch. It's called Police Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. It's pretty informative. I recommend it. Hey, Karina. I was watching this before our class. Last Week Tonight is a great channel because you can get, actually it's a show on HBO. You can get a sense for the humor, American humor, but also British humor because he's British, but he's an American citizen. And also it's related to political issues and current events issues. Usually it's a serious topic. So I recommend it. It's pretty good stuff. All right, so let's just enjoy this beautiful background. Nice. So a few years ago, let me switch this so you guys can see me. So a few years ago, I think in 2017, I think, I was contacted by some people who were developing an interactive learning environment. Not VR, but like a video game. And it was related to the job I was doing before. And they showed me this program, this application, and then I kind of forgot about it. But then when I decided to start reviewing some English language learning software, apps, applications, programs, whatever, websites, I thought, oh yeah, there was that video game that those people showed me. So it's called Fluent Worlds, and it is an English learning video game. Now, the last time I've used this was back then, so I remember almost nothing from it. So what we're going to do is jump into it. I'm going to show you this, I guess it's a video game, for lack of a better word. I'm going to show you this video game. And we're going to see, is it good? Is it bad? Is it useful? Is it not? Maybe useful for some people and not for others. We're going to check it out, okay? Together. And I'd like your thoughts on it as well. As we go through it, leave comments. Let me know what you think, and then I'll give my perspective as a native English speaker and also as a teacher, an English teacher. I'm both. I'm both of those things. I'm also a gamer. Well, not a serious gamer. If I say I'm a gamer, then that's not quite right. That's too much. People might assume too much. I play video games. How about that? I play video games. So let's take a look at Fluent Worlds and see if it's good. All right, I'm going to pop over to this, and then I'm going to open it up. So here we go. If you guys can hear that music. Oh, yeah. Great music. Amazing. Let's just not play the game. Let's just listen to the music for 20 minutes. Nice. All right, let's go in here. Fluent Worlds would like to access your microphone. Okay. Music is a little loud, right? Oh, it stopped. Okay, it stopped. All right, so here it looks like we have a kind of road map. Hollywood is over there to the right. That looks like maybe Las Vegas to the left. And I can kind of scroll through this and look at the different, I guess these are modules of curriculum, okay? Descriptions, hobbies, but then in the middle here, it looks like I have something like perfect pronunciation and perfect pronunciation. So that would seem to be some kind of maybe evaluation. So I'm definitely eager to check that out. And so far, I haven't been asked to pay any money. If I am asked to pay money, I will. I will do it. I'll do whatever I have to do to test this out. But let me take a sip of coffee first. Very important. Okay. Ooh, what's this? Calculator English. Ah, the future. Why is the... Oh, I guess you'd calculate the future. That makes sense. All right, so let's go to the beginning here. A little jumpy. All right, a little jumpy. Might be my computer. Maybe not. Test your fluency in Las Vegas. Wow. Public school, gas station, movies, job interview, shopping. Okay. I want to go back to the beginning. All right, so first point on my review. This scroll thing may not be the best way to go through this. I would like to have a jump to sort of along the side here, something like that. Jump to beginning, jump to level 1. I personally don't like the journey way, the road way of showing progress. I like to have clear modules. Just, I'm an adult. Show me what the modules are. That's it. That's fine. But hey, you know what? Everybody's different. So that's okay. So let's do greetings first. Let's see what happens if I click on greetings. Play. Tutorial. Oh boy. All right, so it seems like it's loading. Hopefully not. Okay, it's loading. I'm excited. I've got my microphone on, so that means I think I get to actually speak. Okay, what's happening here? Okay, I'm in a meeting room. Oh, let's look around. Click to explore. Wow, sparkly. All right, click on that. Objects to find. Ceiling, clock, conference table, double doors, handout, lamp, marker, motivational poster, very important. Maybe the most important, motivational posters. Marker. Oh, I said that. Office chair, pillar, projection screen, projector. All right, okay, I get it. We have some vocabulary. And it looks like I have to find objects and click on them for definitions and translations. Okay. And then here it's showing me what's this. Learn how to control the app. Okay, so it's walking.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Lisa. I'll be your friend to help you learn English.
Can I speak? Okay. No, I can't. Click the World button to open the Options menu. Yeah, right. Back to Map. Okay, so that's the first thing. I know you guys can't see this under my video here. Maybe I should move this up so that you can see the navigation. I'll do that. Does that work? Yoink. Move myself up. Click this to close the menu. Okay, settings. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Okay, now click the Quest button to start your adventure. Okay. Okay, I'm going to start my goals. Okay, X. All right.
Excellent. Now return to the
I got
map
it.
to choose our next adventure.
Okay. New words learned, 0. Conversations, 1. All right, I want to walk around. What? What just happened? Seriously, I thought I was going to find some objects and they immediately kicked me out? Did I quit by accident? All right, let me try that again. Cancel this. I want to find those things in that meeting room. It's my #1 goal in life right now. Now I'm not in the meeting room. Now I'm in Central Park. What's happening here? Close this. All right, I'm going to do the introduction one. This is a different place. All right, I'm going to play this. I want to play this. I don't want to be kicked out. I don't know what happened. Now I want to go back to that meeting room. I'm desperate to find pillars and motivational posters. And I can't get back to it. All right, I'm now scared of clicking this button. Okay, I'm afraid of it. I want to, how do I walk around? Introductions. Hi. Can I walk around? Select the correct response. Hi, what if I say the wrong thing? If I say goodbye.
Goodbye.
No, no punishment.
Hi.
Hi. Hello, Diana.
How are you?
How are you? Fine. How are you?
How are you?
Fine.
Fine. How are you? Fine.
Goodbye.
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 All right. First point. I know they're teaching you how to use conversational English. But I would just like to make it clear that never, ever, ever will you say, "Hi, how are you? I'm fine. How are you? I'm fine. Goodbye." That will never happen in any conversation ever. So, on one hand, this is good. You're learning the basic phrases. But I just want to make it clear that last thing, the goodbye thing, will never happen like that. Suddenly, I'm good. Bye. It's very weird. But, okay, give them a chance here. It's low-level English, right? And after this, I want to go to a higher-level lesson and check that out. Go. I'm a little disappointed that I can't walk around by myself. I was hoping I could control my person. But as you can see, I am walking around and I am not controlling anything. I want to run around. I want to try to talk to raccoons in Central Park. I want to make it like, I want to feel like I'm in a video game, right? So far, I feel like there's not much control. Although the graphics look pretty cool. Now you will learn to make introductions.
Hi, Megan.
Right.
Nice to see you.
Hello. Do you know Jim?
What if I click on this?
Hello. Do you know Jim?
Which plays it again. Hello, do you know Jim?
No, I don't. Nice
I
to
don't.
meet you, Jim.
I'm just a listener here. I'm not participating in this conversation.
Nice to meet you, too.
Nice to meet you, too.
Hi.
Okay. Oh, he turned to me so suddenly. That was creepy. An inhuman turn. They should slow that down a little bit. A lot of my complaints here are the style of the interactions and not the actual phrases. To be clear, so far, the actual English stuff has been good. Honestly, it's been correct. Hi. Hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
How are you?
How are you? I'm
Hi,
doing
Jim.
well. How are you?
I'm doing well. No.
No.
Ooh, see, I'm wrong. What is she going to say? Why do I turn to her next?
I'm doing well. How
Why
are
would
you?
I? If I do something wrong, then I turn to some red-headed lady and she stares at me. And somehow that should force me to realize that I've done a bad thing. Her gaze right into my eyes. Somehow I just have to realize it. I don't know if that's a glitch or something, or she's supposed to say, actually, you said it the wrong way, you idiot. It's actually, and then tell me what to say. But she just looks at me. So I'm not sure. Anyway, correct response. Fine, thanks.
Fine, thanks.
Fine,
Who is
thanks.
this?
This is Lisa.
This is Lisa.
This is
It's
Lisa.
nice to meet you, Lisa.
Well, he turns really fast. It's creepy. Lisa. It's nice to meet you, Lisa.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you too. At the bottom here, you can see how far I am on these lessons. All right. Okay, so we're interacting here. One thing I would like to point out is that the English so far seems to be pretty natural. It does seem to be pretty real, except for the sudden goodbye thing. And then if you're expecting to be able to freely run around, at least so far, it seems like you can't just freely run around. It seems like you click on the next thing. So if you click go here, then it will walk you to the next point automatically. And then you don't have control. So you can't look at the pictures or the paintings or try to get close to the wall and smell it. It seems to be a little bit limited in its control, which I guess is okay. So I'm going to
Hi, what's your name?
close this because I feel like I've practiced that enough. Bureau of Immigration. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I can control it. If I click out of the conversation, I can walk around. Ah. Hey, I was wrong. So one of the ways to do it is to just click on the thing and they walk you there. But if you click off of that, then you can freely walk around. I see. So, yeah, you guys can see that. All right. I don't want to walk that far. Nice computers. And then I can click on this and then do go, and then they'll auto walk me there. Ah, I see. He'll run running very quickly through the Department of Immigration.
Hi, what's your name?
So what happened was I walked far away and then I ran to the Bureau of Immigration and jumped into a conversation very suddenly. Hi, what's your name? That's quite funny. I find that funny.
Hi, what's your name?
So far, I haven't been able to actually speak. So I'm going to exit out of this and I'm going to go back to the map. Nope, not that. I can't sit down. There's very limited control. It seems like I can move around when I need to, when I want to. I can do that and walk around. But I can't sit down. I can't jump. I can't grab one of the chairs and throw it through the window, which is what I'd like to do. So, limited gaming here. I want to try to do a more advanced lesson. So, let's see if I can do that. Exit. Can I go out of the door? Okay. So, we did an introductions one. And I want to see if I can try one of the pronunciation things, because so this one seems to be focused on the learning, passive learning. But I'm not getting to speak, I'm not getting to practice anything, but I'm seeing these pronunciation modules here. And what I'm wondering is, what is that like? So let's try this out. So what can we say about the actual gaming experience? Do you have control? Can you walk around? Yes. It is a little limited, though. It's not like an actual video game. Not really. You can walk around a little bit. Okay. Do you get to actually talk in the role plays, in the conversations? Apparently not. Apparently you're clicking responses. Are the interactions natural? In terms of the words and phrases actually used, Yes, especially for it seems like the beginner level, and I would assume that as you get higher after beginner, intermediate, advanced, I would assume that it's also natural. But there are some aspects of it, like the sudden change where you just say goodbye suddenly, where that's not so natural. But it's a game. It's limited, so I can understand that. Let's try pronunciation. Let's try this out. Play. So now I'm in a pronunciation module. I'm in a pronunciation module. And another sip of coffee. Repeat the phrases back to the characters after they speak. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's the name of my microphone. Test, test, test. Please select a microphone from the list. Wow, I have a lot of microphones. Yep, this is the one I want to use. That's that creepy lady who smiles at me when I say something wrong. What if that was true in real life? What if every time you said something wrong, suddenly you looked to your right and there was just a creepy red-headed lady staring at you and she didn't say a word? Just staring at you. You know you're wrong. She's looking into your soul. Okay. Continue. Focus on specific sounds. Okay.
E. I'm Scott Peterson.
I'm Scott Peterson. Loading, 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 loading. What should I do?
I'm Scott Peterson.
I'm Scott Peterson. Should I repeat? I'm Scott Peterson. Did you notice that it changed here? This is red and green now. Before it was white. What does that mean exactly? I'm not sure what these colors mean, and I'm not quite sure why there's a blue thing under Peterson. Let me see if I can get it green. I'm Scott Peterson. All right, it didn't change. So, yeah, Scott looks like a cool guy. He looks like a cool dude. I'm going to hit next. Hold down microphone and repeat. Repeat what? Oh, they cut my sound here. They're telling me that I'm saying I'm incorrectly, which may be true. It may be true. Ah!
Nice to meet you, Mr. Peterson.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Peterson. Yes,
Hello.
perfect.
It's nice to see you.
Ah, so it shows up all green if I get it correct, and there's red if there's an issue, and then after the issue, it seems to then make me practice a specific piece, and they even cut out a section of my audio and make me listen to it again. Hello, it's nice to see you. Yeah. Yes! Wow. All green. Practice sounds. E. Total sounds. 1. Continue. Wow. Successful. Very successful. Having fun? Please rate us. Not now. I am having fun, but oh no. I've hit what they call a paywall. Free pass to all adventures. Test your fluency in Las Vegas. Perfect your pronunciation. So they're asking me to start a subscription now. But if I X out of this, can I still continue? It looks like the ones that are gray are ones that I can not do unless I subscribe, unless I pay. And then if it's colorful like this or this, then I can. So maybe I'll just try one more pronunciation. I'm just curious what the... Oh, maybe I was wrong about that. Well, then why is it blue then? What about family? Can I do fam? Oh. Oh, okay. Well, how much is it? Subscribe. 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 I'm trying to click the button, but it won't click. The buy button won't let me buy. That seems to be an issue. And if the button doesn't work, odd. Well, I think we get the idea of how this app works. Again, there are different sections here. If you can figure out how to click the subscribe button, then I guess this would be useful for some people if you want to learn words and phrases. It seems like a pretty good tool. Can I click on that? Also getting the paywall. Okay. So what can we say about this? Well, I think we can say that if you want to learn in a kind of immersive way where you feel like you're talking to others, you can kind of get that here. If you want to learn real words and phrases, it seems like, without looking at the whole thing, I'm not sure, but it seems like there's some good content. There are situations, there's a park, there's an office, there is a Bureau of Immigration where you can interact and learn how to use phrases. What you don't get is actually being able to speak with those characters, but apparently you get pronunciation help in the form of repeating. So with the pronunciation modules, they're giving you an analysis of your pronunciation in a visual form, showing you whether it's yellow or green or red, and then asking you to repeat parts that you have issues with, which is an interesting way to do it. So it doesn't look like they're giving scores out, but instead they're just showing you where the problem areas are. So fair enough. Now it depends on what kind of learner you are, whether or not you would decide to use something like this, right? Are you the type of learner who needs that interactive environment? If so, maybe try it out, right? Some people want to just have something that's basic and functional. Give me the words and phrases in a simple way, in a written dialogue that I can study, or tell them to me, or let me write them down somewhere, right? And there are other pronunciation apps, like ones we've talked about before, where you can just do pronunciation and they give you a score and a more detailed breakdown. So for me, it's not really my learning style. I don't need a game environment to learn. I actually like to just have the content there. And when I want to play games, I'll play games. But again, that's just me. So maybe check it out. It's called Fluent Worlds. I think you can get it on any phone, I think. And as you can see, you can also get it on your computer. I've been playing it on my computer here. So something to check out at least. Give it a try. Give it a try. All right. Well, that's it for this topic. If you have other ideas about, if you have suggestions, other suggestions about things to review, things you want me to check out, products and services that you think might be useful but you're not sure, and you want to sort of get my take on them as a native English speaker, as an English teacher, let me know. Leave a comment. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe and check out my full courses in the links in the description. Okay, I'm going to take these headphones off. It's like GTI with little secure environment. Yes. What did they want out? I'm not able to actually subscribe. The button, problematically, the button does not work. That's a big problem. I mean, if you're gonna do a service, you'd want to have this big button where people will pay you money, right? Give me money. Okay, I'm trying to give you money. I love to give you money. I want to give you money. I'm desperate to give you money. I'm clicking on the button. Let me pay you my money. But it doesn't work. Very odd. Very odd. All right, I'm going to close this. So I don't know what you guys think, but seriously, if you have any other ideas or suggestions or whatever, I'm happy to talk about them. Luba suggested one before. I'm going to talk about that one. I think I have that written down somewhere. I can't remember the name of it right now, but I'm going to write that down. Red hair woman is everywhere. She is watching you. She's scary. She's genuinely scary. I'm not sure if that was an issue with the app or what, but it's sort of like when I said the wrong thing intentionally, I chose the wrong answer on purpose, then I would suddenly turn to this lady, this red-headed lady, and then she would just look at me. And I wouldn't get a correction, so I'm not sure what that was all about. That was terrifying. That's going to give me nightmares. Hope I don't wake up in the middle of the night and there's a red-headed lady staring at me. Can you imagine how scary that would be? All right, so guys, pronunciation questions, grammar questions, whatever kind of questions you may have, let me know. It's Q&A time. Q&A time. I'm going to go up and see if I missed any questions that are interesting. Teacher, why don't you participate in the Hello application? I might check it out. I haven't really spent a lot of time focusing on it. I've been a bit busy. I haven't really checked it out seriously. That's a great way to ask a question. Why haven't you done that yet? Try a different way to ask. That would be my recommendation. I suggested something to someone yesterday, a service, right? But if I ask them today, why haven't you tried it yet? How will they feel? Bad. Kassarin says, I have a question, Luke. Are you a native English speaker? No, unfortunately, I am not. How sad. I feel like we are VIPs in Luke's live stream. Yes, of course you guys are VIPs. Of course, of course. Muhammad really wants me to play Hello, Open Hello, that app. I don't know why, but it makes me want to do it less. It's my rebellious nature. Can you press the microphone below the answers and talk with them? Was that a microphone below the answers? Or was that a repeating what they said? I saw the speaker button. Maybe I missed that. Maybe I missed it. Would you please explain the meaning of eye to eye in the following phrase? My wife gets mad and we can't be eye to eye any longer. Yeah, that's a good question. Why does Sergio ask so many good questions? It's disproportionate. Sergio asks great questions. It's not fair. Good question, Sergio. As usual, Sergio or Sergio, I always forget. Where am I from? I am from the United States of America, which is a country south of Canada and north of Mexico. You might have heard about it. There was a microphone. Well, now I'm curious. There was? Oh, no. Did I miss something important? All right, let me just quickly check this out. I got to see if there was a microphone. Now I must know. Now I must know. There was a microphone? Which module was it? Was it the introduction one? Let's click on introductions, replay. And by the way, when is there a Department of Motor Vehicles next to an immigration office? I don't know. I really don't know. Loading. How do you pronounce the word haul and H-A-U-L-D? I've never heard of the word H-A-U-L-T in my whole life. But H-A-U-L I am familiar with,
Hi.
and that is pronounced haul. Oh, this. Hi, Diana. Oh. What? Did I miss that? That was not one of the response. Ah.
Hi.
What? You can speak. How are you? All right, I got to try this now. I got to try this.
Hi.
Whoa. Okay. So it looks like in addition to clicking on the answers, you can try to speak the answers. And maybe it will recognize your voice. Hello, Diana. Is that going to work?
Hello, Diana.
Wow.
How are you?
So you can speak. That's pretty cool. That adds a layer to it. You're not just clicking on answers. You can click on the answers or you can speak. Fine. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Fine.
Wow. Fine. Now is the uncomfortable part.
Goodbye.
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 Ah. All right. Now let's see. I want to go to one of the outdoor ones. I know I'm doing this too long, guys. I apologize. I'm going to get to the questions, but I just got to I'm I want to make sure we're really exploring this seriously here. How do I leave? I want to leave. How do I exit? Okay. I want to go to the first one where we do greetings. Here we go. Central Park. Play. Now I know I can speak. So when you meet someone, you click on answers or you speak and listen. And after you say the answer, if you said it correctly, then they will repeat it for you so you can listen to the correct pronunciation. By the way, Central Park, this is where I live. Central Park is not far from my house. And these buildings are fairly accurate, although they are putting some new buildings up, in fact. Meet your companion. Go. Is that the scare? She's here too?
Hello.
Oh my God. She's so scary. All right, so let's try to answer the wrong thing and see what happens. Who will look at me if I say the wrong thing here? No.
No.
No. Ah. Well, there she is again, looking at me. That means I have
Hello.
to try again. Oh, wait, I don't want to click. We'll try the voice. Hello, Lisa. It's a little slow.
Hello, Lisa.
Hello,
Let's
Lisa.
listen to people meet.
Let's listen to people meet. Okay. Go. Ah, I recognize these people. They were in another place before. Learn how to formally greet people. Use formal greetings with strangers, superiors, or for business.
Hello, I'm John Smith.
Hello, I'm John Smith.
Hello, Mr. Smith. I'm Scott Peterson.
Scott Peterson.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Peterson.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, too.
Nice to meet you, too.
Hello.
Select the correct response. Hello. How wrong can I be, though? Let me try to say it differently next time. Hello.
I'm John Smith.
Not tomato. Oh, wait, I gotta click on this. Not tomato.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Guess it doesn't have to be that accurate. I guess it doesn't have to be totally correct. Maybe they're just measuring the length, right? Nice to meet you, too. Boo-bah. Oh, I always forget to do this. Boo-bah.
Hello.
Oh, I got that wrong. Yeah, okay. It's at least that accurate. Oh, there she is. She just appears suddenly. Suddenly she's there. Wrong answer. There she is. Right there, staring at you. She doesn't tell you anything, but you can tell from her eyes that you're wrong.
Nice to meet you, too.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Informal greetings. We got to learn that. Okay, so were those natural? Yeah. Fairly normal. Fairly natural. Oh, she's following me. Listen, I don't know who you are, lady. Learn how to informally greet people. Informal greetings are for friends and family.
Hello.
No.
No.
Hello.
Hi. She must be one of my friends or family. It's my
Hi.
little sister.
Great to meet you.
Great to meet you too. Wait a second. Does she have the same face as the other lady?
Great to meet you, too.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
Scott does look like. Nobody says that, guys. By the way, nobody says that. Great to meet you. Bye. Nobody. That will never happen. Bye. What? I said it. Oh, now she's telling me I said something wrong. Thank you for at least telling me the reason, creepy lady, who has... Wait a second.
Goodbye.
They have the same face. They have the same face.
Nice.
Look. Look. Oh, that's scary. They're the same. They're the same.
Goodbye.
That's so scary. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Cool. All right. So now if I click out of this, and what if I don't want to do that? Can I just run around Central Park? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. So I can. Oh, she follows me everywhere, though. This creepy lady who has copied her face onto other people's faces. She won't leave me alone. Hey, listen, I want to walk by myself. I didn't invite you to come with me. I find your presence deeply, deeply creepy. And I don't want you to... Oh, no. How far can I walk? They're clones. This is a scary world. Wow, I can run. I can run. She runs too. Ah, I can't escape. I'm trying to run away from her. I'm trying to escape her. See if I can escape her. Try to escape. Just keep running. Oh, no, she's faster than me. Ah. Let's see if we can run. Let's see if we can escape. Let me get away from her. Ah, no, she's faster than me. No. Let's see if I can hide under the bridge. Oh, maybe I can go in the water. Maybe she can't swim. I haven't clicked on anything. I'm still running. Okay. The controls for this are a little bit off, I guess. I'm not doing anything, and my character is still running. Whatever. Well, so that's an interesting thing. So in addition to clicking on them if you want to speak, it seems like the speaking function to give the answers is fairly accurate. If you say completely the wrong thing, even if it's the same length, it will know. For example, instead of saying goodbye, I think I said blah, 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 which is wrong. And it noticed that I was wrong and said I was wrong. See that I'm still running, but my hands are not doing anything. Interesting. And if you say it correctly, it will choose the right answer, and then you can continue. And that gives it I think, a slightly more immersive feeling, right? Instead of just clicking, because a lot of apps are like that. So that's pretty cool. In addition to the pronunciation part and the analysis of your pronunciation and the visual feedback, you also get that aspect, spoken communication. Not bad. So maybe in the later lessons it would be more advanced and maybe a little more natural, because that sudden goodbye thing isn't really natural. But I think it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Yeah, it's a good question. What's going on is my guy is running, and I'm not doing anything. He's trying to run. I don't think I can turn. I think it's sort of locked in here. Yeah. He's dancing. Whatever. Well, anyway, pretty cool. Can I even close it? Interesting. Sorry, I know I was going to answer a question. I'm still going to do that, but I got sidetracked. I see another episode when you were exhibiting a bunch of books, and you mentioned a book that is named Sapiens. Actually, I'm trying to read this book. I want to know, how much will this improve me? That is not a question I can answer. And you're welcome to ask that question, but if you think another person can give you that answer, I would say probably wrong about that, right? If you, for example, say to someone, how much will I get from talking to that person over there who knows something that I don't know? How much will I get from it? There's a workshop or a lesson or a class or a lecture. How much will I get from it? You'll get from it what you get from it. A lot of it is your effort. So if you just read it casually, then I don't know how much you'll get, but you'll get a feeling for some of the grammar. But if you are very serious on each page and you write down the phrases and the words, then you probably get more. So it's up to you how much you get from it. I can't say. I have no idea. No idea. Ah, you think the bald guy and Scott have the same face? Yeah. Clones. Clone World. All right, what question was I going to answer? A question from Sergio. Eye to eye. Sergio says, would you please explain the meaning of eye to eye in the following phrase? My wife gets me mad. We can't be eye to eye any longer. I would want to correct that and say, my wife made me mad. We don't see eye to eye. Instead of gets me mad, she made me mad, or she's mad at me. If she made me mad, that means I'm mad at her, right? If she's mad at me, that means she's angry, and I'm maybe to blame for that. Eye to eye is a very useful expression, but we'll say something like, we see eye to eye, or we don't see eye to eye, instead of be eye to eye. We don't usually use can't be eye to eye. We usually say we don't see eye to eye on this. But it's not usually used in a general sense unless you say something like, we don't see eye to eye on most issues, or we see eye to eye on almost everything. We don't usually say we see eye to eye in general, and that means everything. No. Usually, eye to eye, basically is used to talk about an individual issue on which we agree, we have the same view, the same perspective, or disagree. And we'll use it collectively to talk about many different things. That's why I use most things. We see eye to eye on most things. We don't see eye to eye on anything. So it's just a different focus, and it's hard to use that for a broad thing. It's hard to use that for a very general statement of just eye to eye. Okay, so how do we use this in a real situation? Well, let's say that you have a best friend, and your best friend and you like a lot of the same things. But when it comes to politics, political stuff, you have very different views, very different opinions. So you might say something like, my friend and I see eye to eye on almost everything, from music to movies to books. But when it comes to politics, our political views, we almost never see eye to eye. We generally don't see eye to eye. We don't really see eye to eye when it comes to politics. We don't see eye to eye on politics most of the time. Or you could be very specific and say the issue. Look, I know we usually agree on things, but this issue of how the police should be organized in a city, I just don't think we see eye to eye. You think, I think, we don't see eye to eye. Or, after a long conversation, oh, you think this? You think the police should be organized in this way in the city? I feel the same way. Oh, that's nice. I'm glad to know that we see eye to eye on this issue. But it's not only for debates and discussions like that. It can be on worldview as well. Say a husband and a wife with children. Luckily, we see eye to eye on how to raise children. Or when it comes to raising children, we see eye to eye. We see eye to eye on almost everything related to raising children. Or when it comes to teaching our daughter, we see eye to eye. That means maybe our view of her education, the way that we plan to have her be educated. We see eye to eye. That is how we use this, okay? You usually use it for individuals. We don't as often use it for whole groups of people. The whole group sees eye to eye. It's a little weird. It's more focused on two people usually agreeing on something or not agreeing. If it's used specifically, that's very common. If it's used generally, that's okay, but make sure you reference the fact that it's many things rather than just saying, we see eye to eye in general. Not so much. We see eye to eye on lots of different things. Or when it comes to films, we usually see eye to eye. We like a lot of the same films. That's the idea. So hopefully that's clear. Sergio, I hope I answered your question. If you have any other follow-up questions on that, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and also check out the full courses in the links in the description. All right, so that's a good question from Sergio, as usual. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for asking. Nectar Sweet, what does go bananas mean? That's a good one. I want to answer that one because that is a good question. Go bananas. They don't shake hands. Yes, because of coronavirus. Right, exactly. Hey, Lolly Lolly. Welcome, Lolly Lolly. You're here. You made it. I knew you'd be here. My wife made me mad. We don't see eye to eye. Yes, that's right. Could you please talk about accent bias? Hey, Mary McCain, can you clarify that question a little bit? Can you give a little bit more detail on that? I'm not sure I understand what you mean by it. Maybe clarify it. Hello there. I have a question. Could you answer it, please? Is there any page where I can see the time of your next YouTube? Nope. I'm not yet in a situation where I feel comfortable to say every week at exactly this time. I think next year I'll definitely be able to do that. But for now, we all have to live with unpredictability. And I know that that's not great. But I don't want to commit to something unless I can do it, right? I will commit to something if I can commit to it. And if not, I just try to fit it into the spaces in my day throughout the week, 2 or 3 times a week. So my apologies. All right, so let's talk about Go Bananas. And it's actually a pretty common expression. But it's used in a particular situation. So I think we should kind of focus on where it's used and where it's not used, right? In general, Nectar Sweet says, can you explain what Go Bananas means? So I'll explain what it means, and then I will give a few examples, ways we can use it, and maybe a sense of the level of formality, right? So what does it mean, basically? What's the basic meaning of Go Bananas? Well, Go Bananas means that you don't control yourself. You don't take care of your actions, right? And usually it's a specific area. So if it's maybe in a candy store and there's a kid in a candy store, what do you imagine? He's running around grabbing chocolate, and he's grabbing gummy bears, and he's grabbing all kinds of things, putting them in a bag, right? He is doing exactly what he wants to do in the candy store, right? And when he asked his mom, hey, Mom, can I get whatever I want? She said to him, instead of, oh, you can only have 2 things. She said to him, yeah, go bananas. Go bananas means just do whatever you want. Basically, the meaning is go crazy, but not go crazy like become insane, but more like go crazy in doing whatever you want. Indulge yourself completely. That's the basic idea, okay? Now, some people do use go bananas to mean go completely crazy. Some people. But generally, it's more focused on the feeling of going crazy in a particular area in a controlled situation, right? And often when you want to lose control, then you go bananas. So it's not usually a negative connotation. It's usually a positive connotation. It's also not formal. It's a very casual, relaxed expression, right? And it has to be plural. You can't say go banana. You can't say throw banana. You can't change it at all. It has to be go bananas. Or if it's in the past, you could say went bananas, right? And we often will add on after it. I really went bananas on maybe a project that I'm working on. I worked 22 hours a day for 6 days in a row. I didn't stop. I was working like crazy. I went totally bananas, right? That would be a way that we could use it. Some people will use it like that. Some people use go bananas as a suggestion for what to do, right? Yeah, when you get there, just go bananas. Do whatever you want to do. Sort of like the mom in the candy store, right? That's how a lot of people choose to use it. It feels like I'm now giving you permission to be crazy and do exactly what you want to do. That doesn't mean take out a gun and start shooting things, but it does mean that you can not control yourself in some way, generally speaking. A couple more examples I want to pull up from, let's just quickly pop up the old free dictionary. I'm in the habit of checking this now just to sort of get some more examples for these expressions that you guys asked. So I'm going to search that, and let's see what we come up with here. So I'm using, as I often do, the free dictionary. You can use this as well. It's a good tool. I'm going to open up this here. Oh, hold on. Okay, so let's switch over to... Okay, so let's zoom in here. Go bananas. Let's look at the examples we've got. Go bananas. I'll end up... Oops. Can't read this. I'll end up going bananas if I have to work in this cubicle for one more day. So that's more the meaning of crazy. That's more the meaning of actually becoming crazy, right? I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to go nuts if I have to do this for one more day. The kids are going to go bananas when we tell them about the trip. Now, does that mean that the kids will actually become crazy in the sense of losing their minds? Is it the same as going bananas because of work? No, it's totally different. The kids going bananas means they're so excited. They're going to go crazy with excitement, almost like the kid in the candy store example, right? Go crazy with excitement and do what you want to do because of a good thing. But the other one is a negative one. She sobbed and howled. The audience went bananas. Okay, now that one might sound weird, but when the audience goes bananas, then they're talking about the way that they cheer and clap. They're so into it that they're just, they're clapping and shouting and cheering without control. So they haven't actually lost their minds, but we use it to show that sort of thing. But again, it is often in a more controlled environment. I don't often see this one used to mean that someone has actually gone crazy or lost their mind in general. Then we would say something like, he lost his mind, right? He lost his mind. That's a very common expression. A casual way to say it would be he went nuts. He went nuts. And we can use nuts, went nuts, go nuts, sometimes in a similar way to go bananas. He went nuts in the candy store. Okay, we understand that. But generally speaking, go nuts or went nuts can have a lot of different meanings. And we don't need to talk about that now. The feeling of go bananas is, here's the limitation. It's inside the candy store. It's the audience clapping. It's the person in their workplace. Those are the limits. So we're not talking about this person completely going crazy and going into a mental institution. We're talking about a situation and a kind of behavior of giving up your control or of losing something that you had before in that situation. What does the kid in the candy store lose? His restraint. He can run around and grab whatever he wants and put it in a bag. Whatever, because his mom said, yeah, go bananas. That's a positive thing. The person in the workplace who's going bananas because she's working too much, well, that's a negative thing. But it's in the workplace. It's about her job. When the kids find out about the trip, what does that mean? Well, they lose control of their emotions. They're so happy. Ah, they run around screaming. Okay? The audience going bananas, clapping uncontrollably. They're not running around screaming and knives. That would be, I don't know what that would be, but that would be completely losing their minds, right? And sometimes we do use losing their minds for the clapping situation too, and going nuts for the clapping situation too. It's very contextual. But going bananas doesn't require us to say, oh, it's only for this situation, because going bananas is usually used for that kind of situation. There already is a limit because of the situation that it's used in. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so if you guys have any questions about this or similar expressions, another big one would be go nuts, which would be an expression to look up. Another big one would be go crazy, which is another expression to look up. Both of those are extremely common as well. Again, go bananas is common. It's always informal. It's always casual. And I would recommend you go to the free dictionary and look at more examples. Then if you want to try to practice it, make your own examples. That's a good way to practice. Okay. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, and also check out my full courses in the links in the description. Good question. Lolly Lolly is here. Franco, what is the difference between say, I try to decided, and I try to make up my mind? We'd have to change that one a little bit to make it a little more accurate, but you're welcome. Let me look through some of the other questions here as well. Mary McCain says, like we non-native speakers in our own way in U.S., but some native speakers could have different arrogant ideas, and overall we could even lost our position. I must have missed a previous conversation because I don't understand what that means. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Mary, I don't understand the two questions. I'm not sure I understand. I just don't understand. Lolly Lolly says go bananas and go nuts. Same thing. Yeah, so they can be used in the same way, but not completely. Go nuts is broader, more common, and used in more ways. In order to understand Western movie dialogues, any suggestions? Because they typically use Old English words or expressions. Do they? German? Do they? Western movies dialogues use old expressions? I'm not so sure about that. Maybe old movies do, but the best thing to do if you don't understand is to slow down, write down the words and phrases, and look in the free dictionary. Look them up, find the examples, read them, understand them, make your own, practice them. Whether it's modern English, new English, or old English, whatever it may be, just look everything up that you don't understand, that you want to know. But I recommend doing it in an all-English dictionary, like the one we just looked at, the free dictionary. I use that all the time, often, when I need backup examples, because they're great. I've never found an example that I don't like from the free dictionary. Could you please talk about accent bias? Mary McCain, as I said, I don't understand what you mean, and I don't understand your explanation either. I'm sorry. I just can't understand. I'm so sorry. I genuinely apologize. I'm trying to understand. I don't understand the question or the explanation. Okay, Franco's question. This is a good one. Which is the difference between, say, I try to decided and I try to make up my mind? So if I can make a couple of simple corrections here, Franco, we could say what instead of which. What is the difference? Why? Well, it's a grammar thing, but we use which when there are only two options. There might be many differences here, right, between these two. Which one do you want? The left one or the right one? I'll have the right one. Okay, there are only two options. So generally speaking, let's use what. What is the difference between saying, I try to decide and I try to make up my mind. Try to decide, no D at the end, and I try to make up my mind. Okay. Actually, decide and make up my mind are basically the same thing in their meaning. But when we add try to it, it adds a layer, and also there are some slight differences between the two, okay? So, if someone says, I decided, then they'll say what they decided after it. I decided to go for a walk in the park today, okay? Now, I made up my mind. I made up my mind to go for a walk in the park today. Are those both correct? Yeah, you can say both of those. Is there any difference between them? I decided to go for a walk in the park. I made up my mind to go for a walk in the park. Yes. The connotation is different. That is the understanding that we have when we hear it, the social feeling of the phrase. If we say, I decided to go for a walk today, I'm just saying that's going to be my action. I chose to do that thing. I made up my mind suggests that there was a previous period of struggle during which time several options looked very good, and I really didn't know which one to choose. Should I stay home and play video games all day? Should I do a Skype call with my friends or a Zoom call with my friends? Should I go to the park? Ugh, life is so difficult. How can I choose? Difficult. So there is a suggestion of uncertainty first, and then finally, I'm going to go for a walk. I need some exercise. I made up my mind. Now, there's also a suggestion sometimes when we use made up my mind, in addition to the fact that there's a period of struggle, and for decide there can be too, maybe, but it doesn't automatically mean that. So both can have that. But also with made up my mind, it suggests sometimes a lack of willingness to change or adjust. It seems more certain, right? Nope, he won't change. He's already made up his mind. We use the expression made up his or her mind when we want to emphasize that it's unlikely that we will be able to change their opinion, right? You've decided not to go out with us. We want to go to the park today. You've decided not to. Oh, why not? It's a beautiful day outside. Please, come on, let's go. No, I won't. And then another friend says, "Oh, it'll be fun. We're gonna go play volleyball. It's gonna be great." The other friend says to the friend who asked the second question, "Don't even try anymore. He's already made up his mind." Now, could we say he's already decided? Well, we probably wouldn't. We'll probably say he's already made up his mind, to suggest that it's firm, it's fixed, it's rooted in place, it's unlikely to change, it's unlikely to be moved, it's more stable. And in some cases, we could view that as stubborn. So making up your mind could be the decision process. It could simply mean decide. Very simply, I made up my mind to do that. But it could also suggest what happened before, which is a previous period of struggle during which time we had several options and we didn't know which to choose. And then it could, and I don't mean always, but could suggest that once a decision has been made, it is fixed, and the person who has made the decision feels in some way slightly stubborn in their decision, inflexible, and will not be likely to change in the future. Okay? Then, for decide, make a decision, we use it for all kinds of different things. We can say it for any kind of thing where there are choices. We use decide. It's broader. And it doesn't always have the connotation that I talked about, those two connotations for make up your mind, either before or after. And to be clear, it doesn't always mean those things. It really depends on the situation. Now, there is one more thing I'd like to mention quickly. When someone is delaying in making a decision, there are several options. and everyone else is waiting for you to make up your mind because you haven't yet, that's what we'll say. We won't say, we've been waiting for 20 minutes. We want to do something, but we're waiting for you to decide if you're going to do it or not. Will we say, we're waiting for you to decide? Maybe. But if we want to say directly to you to do it, we won't say, decide. Decide. That sounds very robotic, very mechanical. Instead, we'll probably say, please make up your mind. Make up your mind, please. Now, that one, make up your mind, please, can also be used when someone has changed their mind many times. I'm going to have chocolate. No. Strawberry. No, not strawberry. Chocolate. No. Vanilla. No. That kind of thing. The person who's looking at you, waiting for you to choose a flavor of ice cream, might eventually say, there are many customers waiting. Sir, please make up your mind. Now, that could be a little rude. Yes, that's true. But just as an example, a friend might say to another friend, pick one, make up your mind, as though this person is totally uncertain, moving from one decision to the next, jumping around in a very unstable way. It is very often used in that way. So hopefully, Franco, good question. Hopefully that answers your question. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the like button or the thumbs up. Make sure you hit subscribe or follow so that you can see future live streams. For those of you wondering when the live streams are, the best way to know is to subscribe. And also check out my full English language learning courses in the links in the description. Good question. Money don't fold. Leandro says, I am not familiar with that expression. Money don't fold. Never heard it before. Nectar Sweet says, make up your mind seems to have a struggling feeling in it and then eventually a firm one. That's right. I think that's exactly right. The feeling of struggle and then, I got it. And then it's stable. The roots grow into the ground. Absolutely. Luba says, Luke, could you please explain to me, may I use the word country in the meaning of village, or should I say countryside? Yes, that's a good one. Sure. I like that question. Loud and clear, teacher. Thanks a lot. You're welcome, Franco. If I take the Toro off, then I'm allowed to call you Franco-san. Sorry, I really don't know money don't fold. I really apologize. And I apologize to Mary as well. Sorry, guys. We have Human Wall here from Twitch. Cool. I think most people are still on YouTube. I wish there was a way for everybody to see every comment. Since I started doing it so that some people are watching on Facebook, some people on Twitch, some people Periscope, some people YouTube, people only see the comments in the platform that they're watching in, and I can see all of them. So it'd be cool if everyone could see all of them. I don't know. Maybe that will be a future feature. Try that. Say that 20 times. Future feature. That's tough. Hey, guys, that's a good one. Give me some tongue twisters that I can do. Then ask me that. That is a good question. Tongue twister question. Luba says, Luke, please, could you explain to me, may I use the word country in the meaning of a village, or should I use the word countryside? Okay. So if we hear a village in the country, a village in the countryside, are both of those correct? Does country only have the meaning of being a big place where people live with borders and a government? In fact, it's okay. And people use them interchangeably. When I think of the country or the countryside, I actually don't even think of a village. I think of the area surrounding towns, cities, and villages. But with a village that's small enough, we might be able to say a countryside village or a village in the country, right? Now, is there any difference? Well, generally speaking, no, right? I think it's more often, more common, more typical. People will say countryside more often. Let me think about this for just 1 second. Yeah. I'm just talking about frequency here, not meaning. People tend to use, when they want to use an adjective, to use countryside as an adjective rather than country. And then countryside and country as nouns, which just means outside of civilization, right? It could be a prairie, it could be grassland, forest, trees, farms, whatever. Generally speaking, those will be completely interchangeable. So I think, and this is just how I sort of feel about it right now, it seems right, it would be more common to say a countryside scene or a countryside village rather than a country village, maybe. But then countryside or country would be equally interchangeable when we use them as a noun. Some people will say, for example, there's a magazine called Country Living rather than Countryside Living, but that's the title of the magazine. That's just my sense of it. So I want to be clear, when I give my sense of something, it's based on my sort of life experience and how I've heard it used. But you would be surprised how much diversity and variation there is in what people feel is normal, right? Whereas I might feel countryside is more often used as an adjective, maybe others in their own life experience would have heard country used more as an adjective. So I'm just trying to give it from my lens into the language. And I want to be clear that when I say something like that, I want to be very clear when I give a sense of something, that I'm not trying to say, this is how it is. Right? If we say that they can be used interchangeably, I can pretty much say, this is how it is. But when I give another sort of vague sense about my feeling about it, that's not necessarily how it is. That's my lens into the language based on my experience. And so that's just one piece of information for you to consider. We could say, take it with a grain of salt. If you take something with a grain of salt, that means, or pinch of salt sometimes, that means just keep it in your mind and rattle it around, but don't allow it to be the final answer, right? Just because I say something doesn't necessarily mean it is the truth, it is the only way. There's so much diversity and variation in the English language, not only between countries, but also within, for example, the United States. People speak differently. Certain words are normal in certain places. For example, this is a good example. Now I'm getting away from the country question. I think I've kind of answered it, right? In some places in the United States, when people want to talk about carbonated beverages, they'll call it pop. I come from Ohio. A lot of people in Ohio say pop. I'm going to go get a pop. I'm going to get some pop. Pop, P-O-P, pop. Pop, pop, pop. In other places, they'll call it soda. Soda, S-O-D-A, soda. I've heard soda pop. Some people, especially in the South, call every kind of soda Coke. So they say, I'm going to go get a Coke. And someone will say, what kind of Coke do you want? Someone from Ohio would say, wait a second, what kind of Coke do you want? Coke is what kind of Coke I want. I want Coke, Coca-Cola, right? So that would be confusing for someone. When I heard that for the first time, I was talking with a man from Louisiana, and he said, I'm going to go get some Coke. And I said, yeah, I'll have one. And then he said, what kind of Coke do you want? And I said, what? I thought you're getting Coke. And then I realized the meaning there is Coke can mean soda itself or pop itself. So then I can say something like, Pepsi. What kind of Coke do you want? Pepsi? Bah. It's very strange. But I only say this to share that it's different in different places, in different communities, in different cultures. In the North, in Wisconsin, a drinking fountain, I would call it a drinking fountain, is called a bubbler. A bubbler. A bubbler is what it's called, where you push the button and you drink out of it. It's called a bubbler. We don't say that in Ohio. East Coast, West Coast, they don't say that. So there's a lot of diversity. And you can take all of that with a grain of salt. You can just sort of keep it in the back of your mind, consider it, and let it inform your whole cloud of language, of the English language, and kind of be relaxed about it. Because you might hear other things in the future that might give you a different sense of the language. All of that is helping to inform how you might decide to communicate in English, because you can make those decisions. So I know that's a roundabout way of saying it, but hopefully that answers your question, Luba. And I would say look into it further. Do a Google search. Search country home or countryside home. See which one comes up with Google image results that match your idea about that thing. That would be an interesting thing to do. Country home, countryside home. Search both. See what comes up. And you might say, oh, the results seem exactly the same. Or, this is what I think that this means. So maybe that's the one that you should choose to use. That might be an interesting way to decide. Okay, so guys, that's it. Make sure if you haven't already that you hit the like button, subscribe. Don't forget to follow. And check out my courses in the links in the description. I do want to do a Google search. While we're Googling here, let's just do it. Let's try it out. All right, so I've got my browser. And let's search. Why is it so slow today? Country home? And then countryside home. Google Images. Countryside home decor. I don't want the decor part. Let me delete that. Oops. Oh, my Wi-Fi is really slow. Pretty much the same. Countryside, country home, countryside home, country home, countryside home. They seem pretty interchangeable to me. But there is a magazine I know called Country Magazine. Oh, it's just called Country. Is it Country or Country Magazine? Yeah, Town and Country. Country Magazine, I think is what it's called. And then there's also Country Music. Country Music. And that would be an adjective. You can't say countryside music, just country music. That's just what it's called. Huh. Interesting. So my suggestion is just explore. Exploration is good. Exploration. Very fun to do, I think. Okay. Any other questions, guys? I'm not seeing any more questions pop up. Now I'm wondering if maybe I'm missing questions that are being asked. Because one time, a long time ago, the questions broke, and I wasn't seeing new questions come up. So let me just quickly check the feed. Hold on a second. I watch English movies that help me improve my English skills. Sometimes I don't catch the words on it till the end. Can you please give me some suggestions? Yes. Yeah. We do have a lot of questions that I missed. Yikes. My questions are broken. Broken! A country denotes all of the area, says Jeet, from east to west, north to south, and a countryside may indicate a particular area or either directions. Well, yes, but they're used interchangeably for a lot of things. Sure thing, Luba. I'm reading the comments from YouTube now. I had to actually log into YouTube to check it. Did you close off the red hair woman game completely? Yes, it's completely closed, but somehow my computer is being a little slow, and it's kind of weird. All right, this person can be blocked. Okay, did I miss anybody's questions about anything? Did I miss anybody's questions? Luba says, I was told it was a mistake to use the word country in this meaning. Countrified towns or villas. No, it's not a mistake. And think about country music, right? People don't say countryside music. You can't say countryside music. It's called country music. Now you could say, okay, yeah, but that's the name of the music. Yeah, that's true. But it is being used as an adjective. So sometimes it is. And I would say it's pretty relaxed and there's a lot of variation. Make up one's mind means to have a struggling feeling. Yes. Two word birds is the S sound, like Z. Oh, birds, Z. Yes, it's like Z. Hallwest Curdy says the word birds is the S sound pronounced as Z. Yes. Z, birds. Hi, teacher. How can I use at in sentences? I'm struggling with that preposition. It's too big. It's too big, honestly. At is used in so many ways because you could say, oh, at is easy. It just means location. Yes, but it's also used for time. It's used in reference to so many different things that covering it in a couple minutes is probably not possible. It's definitely not possible. I know it's a cheap thing to say, CRIZDC, but I have a complete course coming out on prepositions, and there will be a significant amount of time spent on that preposition in addition to the other most common ones. Each lesson will probably be around 15 minutes. Many examples of at, of in, of for, of by, of from, all of them. And it's something where, an answer that I might give now will not be complete, will not be satisfactory, and will not give you the insights that you need to fully understand how it's used. Because prepositions are best learned by example. And so that's how I chose to lay out the course. So I know it's kind of stupid to say, but wait for the course, sign up for the course when it comes out. I promise it'll be good. I promise. I spent 2 months writing it, so it'll be good. Can we talk to you while you're live? That is a very good question. I want to set that up there are two ways that we can do it, and I want to do it in the future. Maybe we can do it this week if we set it up, where we either do a Zoom call that's recorded, or live rather, broadcast live, and we do sort of a group class where we're just all talking, and maybe I ask some questions. The other idea I had was to use a collaboration tool called Mural. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. I think it would be very fun to try. Here's a suggestion. If one thing that motivates me is if something is new and I haven't tried it yet, right? So if you ever need to motivate me to do something, I haven't done something you hope I do, talked about, whatever, make it seem new, and then I'll get excited about it and do it. So I want to try to use a collaboration tool or a Zoom call to do a group class, probably with some folks in the WhatsApp group. So make sure you guys are in the WhatsApp group, and we can figure out a way to do that. Maybe this week, maybe next week. I definitely want to. Lolly Lolly says, blaze a trail, be in the vanguard, and break ground. Are these idioms synonyms? Thank you. Okay. So Lolly Lolly says, blaze a trail, be in the vanguard, and break the ground. Are these three idioms synonyms? Thanks. First, I would say, instead of saying break the ground, let's just say break ground. Break ground. And often we actually use it more commonly, more typically, as groundbreaking. We would say a groundbreaking discovery. A trailblazer as well, as a noun, a person who does that, right? So how can we think about these? How are they used? So let's take trailblazer or blaze a trail. First, what are the forms? Well, you can say to blaze a trail is to do something before others do it. Okay? You do something first or early, and then others follow. A trailblazer is a type of truck, but it's also a person who does that. A person who innovates, a person who does things for the first time. And then others follow. That's the focus. A trailblazer focuses on being the first to innovate, to do, to try. Then there are others who are going to be saying, oh, look at that person doing that. I'm going to try that next. After the trailblazer has done it. That's the focus of that. That's generally how it's used. You might use that for entrepreneurs, inventors, creative people, artists, trailblazers. They lead the way for others to follow. Now, to be in the vanguard is a military term, and it's related to being at the front of the line, right? Yes, being at the vanguard of a movement, for example, is common. Being at the vanguard of maybe an innovation is okay. First, it's not a very common expression. It's not as common as the other two that we're talking about. And it might be more often used related to politics or social movements rather than technology. Much more often used for social innovations, for innovations in political thinking, political ideas. Now, you can use trailblazer for politics too. You can say, oh, real trailblazer in, lawmaking or fighting for justice or whatever it may be. That's fine. At the vanguard of something is generally going to be focused on that kind of stuff. But it doesn't necessarily focus on being the one. It focuses on being part of the movement that's moving forward first, because that's what the vanguard is. It's the first wave of the army moving forward into enemy territory. It's not really focused on the enemy territory part necessarily, but it's a wave, meaning that it's not you. A trailblazer is one individual, whereas the vanguard is being part of the group or wave or movement that is moving forward first. Whether or not people are following, they might be the only ones to do it. Trailblazers blaze a trail, meaning that many, many, many people are going to follow on that trail and do things after this person does them in a similar way, or at least use their example to do their own thing. And being in the vanguard is more, I'm with people who are like me, I'm with people who have the same ideas, we're doing something for the first time, maybe the only time. It may be important, it may be useful, it may be necessary, it may be social, it may be political. But it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm creating a path that people are going to follow. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. In a similar way, if we want to use that for technology, we'll say the cutting edge. The cutting edge is right at the beginning of a new thing in technology, right where new technology is starting, right? Right now, this company is at the cutting edge of AR technology. They're the ones closest to the newest possible thing. Now, is that more like Trailblazer or Vanguard? I think it's more like Vanguard, because technology doesn't necessarily blaze a trail, and it is usually a company that's doing it. Often it's a group of people working on something. We usually talk about companies, right? Innovators. Innovation. Innovation is blazing a trail. It is doing something first. It is being at the vanguard. And the cutting edge is just right where that is, but doesn't necessarily mean that people are going to follow that same example. Maybe yes, maybe no. So we have Trailblazer, Vanguard, different focuses, kind of different ideas, but similar. And then I also mention innovation, and we could also say a person who does that is an innovator, and the cutting edge. The cutting edge is right at the edge of the new thing. Usually technology. Not always, but usually technology. Can we say I'm a cutting edger? No. Just at the cutting edge. Or I'm always pushing the envelope, or I'm always focused on being at the cutting edge of technology. Okay. What about the last thing? What about break ground? Breaking ground, or a groundbreaking thing, focuses on the event, the action, the moment, rather than being a continuous thing. If we say a groundbreaking discovery, one word, by the way, adjective, groundbreaking, one word, discovery, it's a moment. This thing was found. This new thing was found. Is it on the cutting edge? Maybe. Is it an innovation? Maybe. Is it part of blazing a trail? Yeah, sure. Is it part of the vanguard? Okay, yeah. But it's the momentary step from not having that to having it, from not being there to being there, from not having made it to making it. And we can talk about it as an event. You really broke ground with your idea to whatever it may be, political thing, technological thing. Doesn't matter. Could be social, could be political, could be technological, could be musical, artistic. Right? Luke, I really like the way that you organized the group class on Zoom. You really broke ground. It's a new model of teaching. I didn't really do that. But if I do, it might be. Right? Then I would be a trailblazer. And the thing that I did that first allowed me to start blazing the trail would be breaking ground. It would be a groundbreaking innovation, a groundbreaking idea. Hopefully that makes sense. It's just an example. So they all have a different focus. They're all hovering around the same kind of idea, but we really have to dive into them to get a feeling for how they're used, right? And we do that through example and sort of talking it out. So that's my general understanding of these. That's how I use them. And hopefully now they're a little bit more clear. It's a very good question. Lolly lolly. So great. Thanks for asking. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. I'm doing that because I recommend that you use your nose to do it. It works better if you use your nose. Just subscribe. And then don't forget to check out my full courses in the links in the description. One thing I can't do that I wish I could do is cross my eyes. I can do it if I look at my finger like that, but it hurts a lot. It's very painful. It really hurts. And if I don't use my finger, I can't do it. And then after, it's so painful. Ow. Some people can just and do crazy things with their eyes. I cannot. And now my eyes feel like they're about to fall out of my head. Lolly lolly, groundbreaking is one word, not two words. You are from New York, and yet your accent is not as strong as them. Are you speaking like a teacher or in order so students can get you? Well, I'm not from New York. That's one thing. I live in New York, but I'm not from New York. And the other thing is, yes, I think since I've become an English teacher, I've changed the way that I speak. But generally speaking, I think I talk like this. I don't think I talk differently when I'm talking to native English speakers. I think this is how I talk. I think. We can blaze a trail with groundbreaking, innovative ideas. That's right. But groundbreaking is one word. That's right. All right, guys. You know what? I think we're going to call it a day for here. I think we are going to call it a day here. Clearly, I'm unable to put my thoughts together well because I am making all kinds of speaking mistakes myself. So if I missed any of your questions, there might be a couple reasons. 1, didn't have time to get to all of them. 2, I didn't understand. 3, I just skipped it. So work on them, and hopefully we'll get to them next time. If you guys are interested in doing a potential group class sort of thing, let me know what your ideas are. I have some of my own ideas, but let's in particular maybe talk in the WhatsApp group. And I guess that's it for now. So thanks, guys, for all the great questions. And thanks for hanging out as we explored that video game. I appreciate that. If you have any further questions, just leave them in the comments or next time. Save them for next time. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, as I mentioned before. And if you're really interested in improving your spoken English, seriously, think about checking out my courses in the link in the description. Not the first link, the restream.io link, but the other one, the coupon link. Click on that, and you can get, because you guys are watching here, 20% off. 20% off. Special discount, special deal on all of my courses. So check that out, and I will see you guys hopefully a little later this week, maybe Thursday, for another live stream, I hope. All right, guys, take care. Have a good one. Be safe. I'm going to go eat some lunch.